Hi, I'm Christina Thompson here at the Classic Car Club in Manhattan with Dario Franchitti, who will be driving the Indy 500 pace car this year, May 25th. Dario, tell us about this new car.
Well, the Camaro Z28 is quite impressive. I got to drive it last week at the Speedway and got to put it through its paces, and I was really impressed with it. Not only the horsepower, which you expect from a muscle car, but it handled very, very well. A lot of grip and no roll really to speak of, and nice balance too. So had a lot of fun with it, and I'm looking forward to driving it in May. Excellent.
So speaking of horsepower, tell us a little bit more about this engine. We have a handcrafted LS7 here.
Yeah, it's the 427 engine. I think it's about 505 horsepower. I don't know how much torque it's got, but I know it's a lot because when I drove it at the Speedway, I just stuck it in fifth gear and left it there, and it just pulled like a train. So the engine is quite spectacular. But as I said, typical muscle car, generally the engine is the big part of it, but the chassis in this car is really quite something too. So that was a nice surprise for me, and I really enjoyed it.
Excellent. Now, I heard you said you're really interested in driving this car in your personal time as well, right?
Yeah, I just asked Jim if they're selling it in Europe, and unfortunately they're not, so I might have to try and borrow one. I can find out whoever wins the 500 this year. Maybe I could borrow their pace car for a little while.
I'm sure they would let you do that.
I don't know. It depends who wins it. Some of those guys are my buddies, some not so much.
Well, you're going into a new role now. After retiring from motorsports this past fall, you'll be entering into driver development now with Chip Ganassi Racing.
Well, it's not really driver development. It's more an advisor role to the team. You know, the drivers in the team, Scott Dixon, Tony Kanaan, Ryan Briscoe, Charlie Kimball, they've all won IndyCar races. Scott and Tony are past champions, past 500 winners. So these are guys that are my peers. And so it's not like I'm sitting there going, hey, you need to do this or that. It's sitting back a little bit, occasionally offering some advice, maybe a few tricks that I didn't maybe divulge to them in the past, and just helping out where I can.
How do you feel about moving into this new phase of your career?
I mean, I'd rather be driving, but as far as, as a second option, it's great. I'm really happy that Chip Ganassi and the whole team were interested in me doing this job. I still get to work with the guys at Target too, as I did as a driver, so I'm excited about that, excited about going racing again, being at the track, being part of the IndyCar series, and trying to make sure our cars are up front and winning races, trying to win the Indy 500, trying to win another championship for the boys. It's great just to be with that crew, with my guys, with the guys I was with for 5 years, and help out in any way I can. They don't need a lot of help. They won 5 out of the last 6 championships. They're a smart bunch.
Well, I'm sure your fans will be happy to see you out there at the Indy 500. And do you think we'll ever see you back in motorsports?
You won't see me behind the wheel again. It's just not something I can do with the injuries that I had, and even fully recovered, it's just not going to be possible. So, that fun sort of chapter is over, unfortunately. But this new chapter is exciting, and we'll see what it brings.
Well, it surely is, and I hope you're feeling better. I know you've been through a long recovery process.
Well, I am. I'm feeling good. Thank you.
Excellent. Now, can you tell us a little bit more about the choice of the Camaro Z28 as the pace car?
I think I have to really ask Jim that one. That's a Jim question.
Well, Chevy has a pretty rich tradition at the Indianapolis Motor Speedway. Our co-founder, Louis Chevrolet, who was a self-taught engineer, he was a car guy, but most of all, he was a racer. Him and his brothers, Arthur and Gaston, they actually raced at the Indianapolis 500. And in fact, in 1920, his brother Gaston actually won the Indianapolis 500. So for us, Indy's very special, and we've had a chance to pace the race and participate on the race side as well. We've paced it, I think, about 20 times. And for Camaro, the Z28 was the right time to feature Camaro again, because we're bringing back the legendary Z28 mark and the car behind it. And so that was our choice for the 2014 Indy 500.
It's a beautiful car, and we're very excited to see Dario Franchitti as the driver of the pace car. Can you tell us some more about the choice of Dario?
Yeah, well, let me tell you, it was a pretty simple choice. It's absolutely incredible to have a 4-time IndyCar Series champion, a 3-time winner of the Indianapolis 500. He's won 31 IndyCar races. He's an amazing racer and champion. He's also a great car guy, and he's a great guy overall. So the choice was really quite simple, and everybody at Chevrolet, everybody in Indianapolis Motor Speedway, all the folks at Chip Ganassi Racing, we were all in favor of it, and so the decision was pretty quick.
I've been a Honda driver most of my IndyCar career, and in some cases raced against the Chevrolet guys. So the fact that they would ask me to do it was something I was really touched by, and really looking forward to driving this exceptional car around the Speedway.
Excellent. Well, we're excited to see you behind the wheel.
Thank you.
And wish you all the best of luck.
Thank you.
Ow, we're living in the fast lane, baby. Tuning in the fast lane daily. Car magazines and road news, man. Ain't got the time for shopping at the newsstand. We're living in the fast lane, baby. Tuning in the fast lane daily. News for the always on the go folks. Merge to the left and pass all the slow pokes. You can view how you choose to, FastlaneDaily.com or YouTube. Hosted by my man Derek D. Subscribe right now, don't just take it from me.